Hello, everybody, and happy Wednesday. I am so glad to be here with you. Hi, Philippa. Hi, Kat. We have fingers crossed that it's going to be quieter today than normal because I remembered to ask the guys to not work on this section of the house for the next hour. So that is my hope that we won't have to keep going off to music. Kat, I was so happy to see you post in the group that you were back to stitching again. You're feeling well enough to pick up your needle and thread. I know you have missed it. Let me switch my cameras around. Oh, and sound check. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. Let me know if there is an issue. And I know, surprise, right? French knots, but you know, that's what I have to be working on right now. Let's see, I can scoot this over that way a little bit. This is the thing that's easiest for me to do. Hi, Sue. Easiest thing for me to do when I haven't made a plan for anything else. I've been cleaning up my flat surfaces this morning because fingers crossed, they're getting most of the roof, the plywood on the roof. So the open space is covered and there is less stuff falling through except for the kitchen where the ceiling isn't very well done. And so stuff is falling through. So I can kind of pick up, I've had like, boards, paper boards and towels and what have you all over my flat surfaces, and I couldn't really lay out work. And so I've started laying things out. This piece, some of you might remember, let's see, put it over there. Some of you might remember this one. There we go. That can't focus as much. I'll do it this way. And so I'm kind of thinking, I've been debating, here are my two ideas. Okay, I could have it, I'd have to shape it, but more into an organic shape as a 3D object, or I can put it inside like a box frame. And that's kind of what I'm kind of laying out projects so I can see which one's closest to being done. My yellow piece is moving right along. I found more of my yellow yarn so I could go out farther with my tendrils of bullions. Hey, Barbara, thank you for the beautiful card and the bookmark you sent. That was so sweet of you. Hey, Andrea. Do I have a name for this one? At the moment, I'm calling it Unearthed, because when I think about kind of shaping it into something 3D, it makes me think of if you dug up a bunch of dirt and you got to all the minerals and things in there, that it might be like something underground. But let me know if there's another title that seems like it works better for you guys. It did get to me, and it got to me on my birthday, which is always fun. I have a friend who saves all her, she's got lots of patience, and she saves all her cards as they come in and waits and opens them all at one time on her birthday. I like to open everything when they come in. Thank you, Hummer. Yeah, it's just a really, this was when I was really just starting getting into texture. So I noticed my bullions and my drizzles are much different now, which is kind of fun to go back and see the evolution. So I know I don't want to spend a lot of more time on it. There's a few more places I want to add beads. And I really think it's calling to be a 3D piece. So that's fine. That leaves me a frame for something else. And the white piece or the yellow piece, I've got I got a few more French knots to do. Hi, Phyllis, you made it today. So glad to see you. Hope you're having a good day today. The yellow piece just needs beads, and then I'm gonna try and do some little very fine threads of yellow, because that one I am calling Roots of the Sun. And so I really think I need to get more of those little tendrils coming out. Barbara says, oh, that's a relief. I wasn't sure because I didn't mail it till Saturday. I usually try to mail Monday cards on Friday. Well, it did, but maybe because we're not that far apart, really. There's Big Mama and Andrea. Oh, what a lovely crowd we have here today. Thank you all for joining me. So it's been a good few days here as I try to plan out where I'm going with stuff. I'm kind of feeling like it's doable for Open Studios. There was a meeting last week with the Arts Council to kind of talk about what we could expect for the first timers, kind of, and learned a few things to think about and some PR stuff that I might do here locally. So I'm going to spend, and I finished caking. Oh my goodness. I think I must have caked, let's see if I get 3 to a thing. I probably caked 100 skeins of yarn and finally finished that. Killed my shoulder, but I finished that. So he said, I hope your birthday was a good day. It was a lovely day. We didn't go off and do anything special, but my husband made some of my favorite foods, puri puri chicken and his, which was delicious with this hot sauce that just love it. And the coleslaw that doesn't have any mayo in it. So it's just really refreshing. And then he made me lemon bars, which is one of my favorite desserts. So I felt utterly spoiled. Oh, I have to show you one of the things I got. Just a sec. When I opened it, I said, Andrea's going to want this. Barbara said, I think I feel the urge to make some French knots. I wonder why. Yeah, I wonder why. Hey, Terry. Oh, your desktop wouldn't let you comment. So I don't know if you guys have seen this book, Trace, the Embroidered Art of Michelle Carriger. And I guess she did a lot of the embroidery for Game of Thrones. She does a lot of theatrical stuff. But this is a combination of, let's see if I can find one of the great pictures, of eye candy. I mean, absolutely exquisite eye candy. But she also talks a lot about the material she uses and how she went about it. Look at the dragon. I mean, this is just gorgeous. And so she makes a lot of artifacts for the historical stuff. Here she was making sycamore seeds. This is just, it's a beauty. And she talks about her whole process, which is just wonderful and exciting. Here she was making skeletons. She didn't want to make them exact skeletons, but she wanted to give the feeling of birds that had not made it. Okay, here's her hummingbird. How amazing is that? It is absolutely exquisite. And this is just one to both drool over, but then learn from. Okay, so here's a peacock. And here's the robe. Let's see, it was an opera coat from a movie, I guess, called Allie and Nino. Yeah, it's just, okay. Andrea, I thought of you. Look at this. This was from Game of Thrones. She did all this work. So it's just a beautiful book. I should do it this way. This is the book. Put it on your Christmas wish list because it is worth it. It is amazing. Okay, so let's see. Who said what? Sandy said, Barbara, she dropped me down the French knot rabbit hole. I'm stitching on paper, which is coming out fabulous. Yeah, see, Barbara, Sandy, I even translated for you. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous book. Barbara said, we're both spreading our embroidery wings with crazy quilt blocks. We're not dimensional yet. It's okay. Yeah, you can do a lot of texture with that. Yeah, her work is absolutely exquisite. I just was really, I wanted it just for the eye candy. And so I was pleasantly surprised that she actually talked about a lot about her process, which is just so helpful. She doesn't give you step by step. It's not like, here's the pattern. And that's what I like. I don't want somebody to tell me this is the way I have to do it, because it throws me off because I can never do it the way they tell me. But when she says, I use these materials, I use the wires, I did this, then I can kind of play with it and come up with my version of it. So yeah, I highly, highly recommend it. And Tanya, if you're lurking or you watch this later, I still owe you the video of all my books because I cleaned up my bookshelf to have just all my stitch books there. Not who's there? Susan Taylor Brown. Okay, I need to put that on a sign. That's fabulous. Yes, that's totally me. Hey, Joanne. So I've been looking at stuff in my closet, trying to decide for open studios how I might have something that's green and that's stitched and looks like, like it belongs on me, with my art. And I have this little kimono top. I was telling Kat about it in the group. That's made out of, it's organza like weight, but it's a polyester. And so it's very lightweight, and it's just, the style is exactly what I wanted. But oh my goodness, I want to stitch all over it, but I'm thinking, what a pain in the neck is it going to be to stitch on something that's like organza? So I don't know. I was thinking, first I thought covering it with French knots, but I wouldn't have enough time to do that. But I thought I could do like fern stitch all over it, and then just occasional French knots. But I'm wondering how much of a pain in the neck it will be to try and embroider on that fabric. So if anybody's embroidered on something really, really lightweight like that, let me know, please. Sandy says, Joanne, it's great to see you here today. It certainly is. I just love seeing all my favorite people. You guys are my favorites. I love it. Uh-oh, Terry said, I found a new rabbit hole. I was trying to figure out, how to use all the herbs that I have acquired over the years. What did you find, Terry? Did I make a knot? Looks like no, I didn't make a knot. I just twisted it. Hummer, are you making angels today? Paper doesn't count as lightweight. No. It sounds like it would be fabulous. I know it would look great, but I just don't know what. Oh, Terry's going to make soap. Nice. Oh, and that would go great along with your earrings and things that you make at your consignment shops for selling. Very cool. And I can't take you out there on the camera. I might do it on a video, but the guys yesterday, they finished the little overhang outside my patio door in the studio. And so it blocks a lot of light, but that's okay, because actually that means less worry about direct light on my art and my materials. But I'm going to have a lovely little 4-foot overhang, and then a little deck. They haven't done the deck yet, just outside the studio, so I can take a break and go out there and look at stuff. Yeah, I could do a border, but I really want to I want it where somebody looks at it and goes, wow, not just that, that's got some embroidery on it. I mean, it was inexpensive. I might just go ahead and try it. I won't worry about knots and things on the backside, because I figure I can do a lining afterwards. It's enough too big, because, most of my things now are too big. Yeah, I was wondering about that, making like patches of stuff and then sewing it on the front of it. That might be something too. Andrea said, could you use a dissolvable stabilizing fabric when sewing? Now, you know what? I hadn't thought about that, and I have a lot of that. I wonder how that would work. Maybe start on the back. Yeah, why did I forget about that? I might need to I was thinking too, I might take it apart, although I stink at putting that kind of stuff back together again. But I do think it's the right one to, I started looking at stuff on eBay and looking to see if I can find, and I was like, no, I have something in my closet, I'm sure. And I could just picture it with vines all over it, and then, French knots randomly. And then if I wanted to add more French knots over the years, I could, but it would kind of become my thing that I would wear, when I was with my art. So I'm talking about stitching onto a piece of clothing that would kind of be the thing that I would wear for open studios. And if I went to a show or something like that, to, kind of match me up with my art. And this little kimono top that I have, like open front kimono top, would be perfect, but it's polyester, and it's very lightweight, like organza. And so I'm trying to figure out how to stitch on it. But I think Andrea might have had the idea, maybe some stabilizer that I can dissolve away. That might be the thing to do. Yeah, it's got 3/4 length sleeves, and it's just open in the front, and it's just the right. It would be like a jacket. I would wear it over another shirt, and I just can picture vines all over it. And it's a beautiful shade of green. So I'm thinking, yeah, I need to look at the stabilizer stuff that I have and see how that might work. As long as it would wash out. I wonder, does anybody know, does the dissolvable stuff wash out completely? That's a good point, Sue. Will the fabric support the weight of the stitching once the stabilizer is gone? That is a good question. I would not have thought about that. I don't even know how to do something like that. So maybe my idea of taking it apart and adding a backing fabric would be the way to do it. Yeah, Kat says dissolvable stabilizer seems like a decent option. I would personally get a fabric similar to test it out before you try the real piece. Be nervous to test on the real piece. Yeah, and it wasn't an expensive thing. It was a cheapie because it's just polyester. Be worried about altering the drape of the fabrics. Yeah, so maybe taking it apart and backing it in a green fabric, because it's plenty big enough that I could handle that. Might be the thing to do. I could, because it's just, very simple. There's no collar, just the sleeves and the back. So it'd be 3 pieces and then stitch all over it. Yeah, Kat, that's what I was thinking about. Dissolvable fabric often leaves some residue to help stabilize. Depends on what you use. Andrea said also on plain lace, they sometimes make elements and then apply the elements. Yeah, and I could do that if I did like a border thing. Barbara said the dissolvable stabilizer disappears pretty well. You smush it around in a big bowl of water until it feels clear. Yeah, I'm not thinking the stabilizer is my thing. I think I might take it apart. Sue said, I've seen patterns for long vests based on a kimono styling. Wonder if I could find that and forward it to you. If it involves measuring of some kind, I'll muck it up. But if you see something like that, it might give me some ideas. I mean, really, I don't think I paid more than $10 for it. So I might see if they still make those, if they still have it on Amazon. I think I bought it like a year ago. It was just a cheap cover up. Sue said, of course, then you'd have to find just the right green to make the vest. Yeah, see, and that whole idea of making something from scratch harkens back to home ec for me in school, and it was a horrible, horrible experience. So it doesn't make me want to do it. But if they had a second one, I could stitch on it and then attach it. Ooh, if I had a second one in the same colors, I could stitch on it and then attach that to the original, which would be similar to what Barbara was saying. Do the stitching on tulle and stabilizer apart from the piece and then add it later. Yeah. Kat says, since it's an expensive piece, you could just experiment with it and see if you can salvage it into something uniquely you. Yeah, that could be too. At first I was thinking all these French knots, but this morning I thought, oh, just a trailing thing of fern stitch everywhere, because that would go really fast. And I have lots of green floss. So if I did it in just maybe 2 or 3 strands of floss. But I think if I had a second one, because what I could do is take apart the second one and put a backing on it. I could do like a Misty Fuse to another one and then cut it apart And then where I attached, so like if I attached the sleeve, where I attached it, then of course I would just do more fern stitch in there to fill it in. You guys might have just helped me figure out what to try on this. So thank you for that. Yeah, rather than my yarn. You guys might have thought I was going to do something like the yarn, but no, I think this one would, because that kind of a shimmer that you get from the floss, I think would be good for a piece like this as well. You know, and the fern stitch, I think I could do fast enough that I might actually complete it in time for October, because, you know, there's a lot of things to get done between now and October. All the PR stuff that they're talking about and signage, creative signs to make people want to stop and things. So yeah, I can see it, you know, and I wouldn't bead it. Maybe a few little pops of beads like towards the front, but I probably wouldn't do lots of beads. It would just be all about the stitch, kind of understated, so that, you know, until you walked up, you wouldn't realize what was going on. Yeah, I know October is way too fast. Gosh. But it's okay. I told myself, you know, while it would be nice to have a bunch of big wildscapes ready, um, that's not going to be the case. And so, you know, I'm telling myself I'm going to finish the things I have in progress, and then maybe I can get some of the 16 by 20s done, you know, of the wildscapes and in the vestiges, the white ones. And the color pieces are all very close to being done. Sue said, I was wondering when you were going to find the time to decorate this garment in between making all your other pieces for open studios. Yeah. And it's one of those things, if it gets done, it would be great. If not, you know, if I get it done over time, I want it something that will become my signature thing. I just really like that idea. There's a gal in my art group. All her paintings are about femininity and her color is pink. She loves pink. And so all her colors are done, all her paintings are done in shades of pink. They're huge. And of course, she's always dressed in pink. She's got pink hair. And we had a couple of gallery owners talking about how that's just kind of a neat thing to do, to have a way that what you're wearing connects you with your art. Kat said, the understated approach you're describing will be a challenge for you. Yes, less is more in some cases. Yeah, Sandy, not my favorite, you know, the pink. Kat, you're so right. This yellow piece that I'm working on, the sun piece, it really was only going to be a 6 by 6 piece. I thought that was it. And then I found 2 more huge piles of that same color of yarn, and I just couldn't resist adding more bullions. So I'm not going to fill it side to side. I only need a couple more French snots to fill one hole, and then the bullions and the beads that I wanted to use, they should be here today. So that one might be the next one done, hopefully. Sue said, I like the idea of having something you can wear for every public event. Yeah, I thought it was a really neat thing too. It just kind of becomes your signature. Kat said, well, I look forward to seeing the progress on the yellow piece. I think it's going to be really neat. It's different. So it's become like an 8 by 10 now. And I have a low profile frame or canvas that I'm going to attach it to. It's probably a good thing that the fabric is only as big as it is, because I would have kept going bigger, except I'm already going through 4 layers of fabric because of the way I so often work. I start on a small hoop and goes up and up and up. Sue said, and a garment is better than dyeing your hair green. I don't know. I was thinking, you know, just a little extension on the side of green would be fun. I always wanted to be the kind of person that could dye some color in their hair, but I guess I'm just not. Although I might try a little extension. I think that could be kind of fun. But our dog trainer always has purple hair because that's her favorite color. And on her, it looks terrific, but I just have never, I don't know. Green hair is a struggle to maintain. It fades funny. Oh, weird. Well, see, that's even better for a little extension, a little clip-in extension. Yeah, okay, I have a hat. I have not decided if I like myself in a hat, but I do have a hat and it's green. And I need to make a hat band for it, but I'm just not sure. Am I a person that looks good in hats or not? Because I did buy one of those, and I bought did this a while back. I found a mossy scarf, and it literally just looks like a long old thing of moss. And I ordered one because it was, I think again, it was like 10 bucks on Etsy. And I liked it so much, I ordered a bunch more because I'm sure I can use it for other things, even if it's just for display. The hat could be where the embroidery shows up and you can make more than one. I'll grab the hat. You guys can tell me just a sec. So I don't know. I don't know if it's me or not. Let's see. I will go back to this one for just a second. I just don't know. And that was the start of something for it. So I don't know. And yeah, Kat, she says, people say I look good in hats, but let's see, what'd she say? But I'm always running hot, so I can never tolerate them. I can see that. Barbara said you look really cute in a hat, more than one hat band. I mean, yeah. You had a profile picture with a hat that was awesome. That's right. There was the old sun hat. Bring it down on my forehead some. I figure hats if I'm going to be outside, but inside probably hot. Sue said, I like it, but it's a little dark. Better for folks to be able to see your face. Yeah, and I don't know. If I go all the way back, might fall off. Yeah, I'm not used to. Andrew said, I like the hat. It looks good. I am just not used to seeing you in a hat. Yeah, and I think that's it, is I'm not so sure. If I was going someplace in the rain, I might put it on just to protect my head. But so those are some of the things I'm thinking about right now. If you're not comfortable with it, don't do it. And it might change. And it might be like when I was showing the horses, we always had to shape the bands. So I might like it more if I shape the band. So I might need to do that. And that's just a process. So I used to have a couple of cowboy hats. And I liked wearing them. And of course I needed to wear them because I was out in the sun. But anyway, what is everybody else doing? I do love that shade of green. No, the greens, they just call to me. They make me happy. Oh, let's see. Somebody here from Germany. And I cannot copy the comment from where I am. I don't know if Barbara. Terry says, I like the softer straw hat. Hopefully he's saying, let's see. Roger said, I speak speaks no English. Wanted to say hello in Stuttgart. Okay, thanks, Barbara. My German is really old. Sandy said you'd be a trendsetter. Oh, no. Someone like Dion Woods is a trendsetter with the hats. Hagar, hello from Mexico. Hello. Do let us know if you guys are into stitch or art. Oh, Roger, hello. Let's see, is it Donka? Oh, Kat, thank you. Thank you for doing it. I appreciate it. Ooh, Andrea said, I have persisted and think I might have cracked the hairpin lace crochet. Roger, do you stitch? Hagar, do you stitch? I would love to know what you new folks do. We love to have new people come. I don't know if somebody wants to put in a lovely thank you from me to Roger and invite him to share anything that he might want to. Hagar says all of it. Starching and crocheting. Ooh, you and Andrea would have lots to talk about. Andrea, are you going to share some of your hairpin lace crochet in the Facebook group? Well, we are glad to have new people join us. I'm sorry I can't speak to you in your native language. Oh, stitching and crocheting. I got you, Hagar. I got you. Stitching and crocheting. I can do a chain stitch and a single crochet, and that has been I've been having fun with it though. I have been making the little puff balls in crochet for my white piece. Barbara or Terry, could somebody grab the Facebook link for the gals, because I forgot to add it in the description today. Oh, Donka, Roger. Oh, from K3N. Is that Sue? Is that the group K3N that you're one of the groups that you're in? Do I have that right? Yeah, we'll get a link for you. The group is kind of quiet. I am busy trying to finish some projects for upcoming open studios. I wish more people would share their stuff. Okay, so Roger came from K3N. Awesome. I'm kind of thinking maybe we'll do I'll do a post once a week that's like work in process Wednesdays, and maybe people would start posting some of those. Oh, thank you, Roger. I appreciate that. Roger said my work is fantastic. I like it. If Kat or Barbara or Terry, somebody could grab the Facebook group link. I'm sorry, I didn't get it in the thing. So for those of you that came in later, I will show you. This is something that's close to being done. Needs a few more beads and some edgings. And don't you think it belongs as a 3D? You guys didn't give me a vote. What do you think? Shape it like a rock? Thank you, Kat. No, it's not a bot. We have no bots. We have new people. Thank you, Hagar. She said, love what you're doing. Yeah, I think 3D too. I just think that's the way it should go. And then there's this one. I'm thinking I might do the same thing. It might also be 3D. And I don't think those belong. I'm not sure whether these guys belong on that one. Might do a little bit of both. Thank you, Phyllis. Thank you, everybody. Oh, the link won't work. Shoot, I forgot. Kat, I need to make you a moderator. Just a second. I got myself all tangled up in threads. What a surprise. Ah, that's why. Let's just pull the threads over here. Kat, let me make you a moderator real quick. And let's see, can I do that here? No. All the housekeeping that goes with doing this here. Bear with me here. I don't know if that's going to work if I go over here or not. Hopefully we won't have an echo. There's Kat. Okay, Kat, I made you a moderator. You should be able to paste the link in now. I'm super. Awesome. We got it from everybody. You guys are rock stars. Thank you so much. Let me get back over to this screen. No, Kat, I appreciate it so much. Okay, so Sue said, yeah, work in process Wednesdays might be a good idea. I will do it. I will do it. Kat, you are now a moderator, and that just basically means you can post links. There's no, oh, Hagar says, looks like my garden. Nice. There's no expectations on a moderator to do anything else. I don't like to ask other people to, do work for me, but the links are helpful. If anybody here has, stuff they want to promote, a channel of their own, groups, Etsy shop, this is the place to do it. We are welcoming to anybody that wants to self-promote here in the live streams. Thank you, Kat. All right, I will, after this and before I go to the dentist, I will make a post asking for projects in the Facebook group, because it's really nice to see what other people are doing. Like I was saying, you can, from this book, you can get inspired by looking at somebody else's work and then go off and do your own thing on it. It doesn't have to be exactly like what somebody else did, but we need to, oh, Roger, you're in the group. Awesome. Yay. Well, we need to see everybody's work. We need to see, it doesn't have to be anything like mine. Lots of people are in there that are still paper artists, and that's wonderful too. We want to support all forms of creativity. Paper used to be my first love, and now I'm all about the fibers, because they feel good. Paper can feel good too. I just moved past that. So this is a very small hoop, and I'm covering it with French knots because that means, and I don't have one handy, I put them all away. That means it will become a small hill in something else. And, I thought about trying to leave things open to do components, but I really want to get a few 16 by 20 pieces ready. So that means I need some hills. Yeah, Sandy is a paper artist that now embroiders because of Susan on my paper. Yes. I saw, Sandy, you and I had talked once before about embroidery on books, and I'll have to see if I can find it again. There was the book was called Rivers, and she had done this embroidery of a river going over the cover of the book just so you could just see the title. Thank you, Hagar. I will open the door for you as soon as I finish here. And it had, just the embroidery and mossy stuff around it and the river. And it was very cool to do it on the book, but I can't add something else. I've got a bunch of really neat pieces of wood that I want to do some small embroideries on for Open Studios, because I think I won't have to make them really intricate, so they can make a statement without being super time consuming. Very hard to come up with some less expensive pieces. I'd like to have a few pieces that are in maybe the $100 range for people that want to support me, but can't afford the more expensive, larger art. But I tend to go overboard, so my stuff grows bigger and bigger. Barbara said, I am a paper artist who is now making crazy quilt blocks. Blame Jerry Bellini for the new need to make embroidery stitches. Yes, she is a great enabler, though. Jerry is awesome. She has got so much energy. Kat says, I love stitching moss and then gluing it to wood pieces. I did a collaboration with a woodworker and we made a lamp together. I'll put it in the Facebook group. Oh, yes, we'd love to see that. I have added kind of like about this size, probably about 6-inch pieces of wood to a few wildscapes, and I use no glue. This is, if you can read that, it's a size 18 chenille needle. And I love tulip needles. Let's see, is that focusing? I love tulip needles. They're my favorites. And this is a fingering weight yarn. So I will type it. That might be easier. And then it's fingering weight yarn. You are so welcome. And this is wool yarn because, again, so much of my work makes me happy because of the way it feels, the way the fiber feels when it runs through my fingers, the way the stitches feel once they've been attached. If it doesn't feel good, it gets really frustrating to me. It doesn't make me want to keep going. Or sometimes the type of yarn, it doesn't feel good, but it gives an interesting effect, and I'm willing to put up with that. But I don't want to stitch, hoop after hoop with it. Whereas with the wool, I could just fill dozens of hoops with French knots in this wool. And I guess it's not showing as well on that screen. If you guys can see, it's got, they're called a tweed yarn. So it's got lovely little flecks of other stuff in it. So this will go, I'll probably make 2 or 3 of these small hoops in this color. And then I will add a couple, or maybe I'll do 2 other hoops in another color. And so I'll have like 3 greens, just makes me happy. 2 greens, I feel like I need 1 more. And then of course, when I start adding the other components, it adds a little bit more dimension. And I will do another, if you guys saw the, shoot, I forgot to put my phone on quiet, and I don't know who this person is. I will just put my phone down there and they can leave a message. So I'm going to say, shoot. Oh, 3. Was it 3? I don't remember what I was saying. Sorry. My phone throws me. It was easier to let them leave a message than to try and remember how to how to silence it. So sorry about that. This doesn't want to hold itself tight. There we go. I did get my big, oh, Tanya's not here. I got my big stand put together from Lowry, and I have got to do a video showing that because it is awesome. I can, however big of a stretcher bars that I can put together, I can stitch on it. Yeah, don't worry. I'll probably get dinged because I'm using copyrighted music, right? Oh, well. I will just let it go. There are things we can control, and there are things we just say, I'm not going to worry about it anymore. So Sue Brown, what are you working on? Oh, she says, Gracie is going nuts. That's her dog. We have people come around to treat the exterior against bugs. She wants to be out there helping them. The guys are at lunch right now, so it's quiet everywhere. So I think Tally's finally getting to be, get a nap. I am monetized, Kat. I'm very monetized. So but I don't put monetization on the actual live stream until the live stream is over. So I just won't turn the monetization on this one. But yeah, it's not great money, but it is like about, what, I guess it's about $125 a month. So it is something, and it could be more, except I don't put mid-roll ads in any of my videos because I think that interrupts the viewing experience. So I only let them put ads at the beginning and at the end of my stuff because I just, if I'm watching something and a commercial pops up in the middle of it, it gets frustrating. Yeah, it's nice because it's just something extra. When I'm making more, like the video, if you guys, oh, that's what I was going to tell you guys. I did the video last week, was my 5 favorite embroidery stitches that I use. So hopefully you guys watched that. And if you didn't, please go over and check it out. Yeah, Barbara, it's nothing to sneeze at. $125 a month keeps you in coffees and art supplies. Maybe not yarn. Yeah, but it's nice. It's extra money because I'm not setting out to be a YouTuber per se, but I have enough subscribers. I've got over 23,000 subscribers now. Thank you all very much. So there is a little bit coming in. So tomorrow, I think I'm going to do just a single stitch tutorial. Sue says, I finally broke down and paid to watch YouTube without ads. Yeah, I thought about that a while back when I was watching a lot of YouTube. It seemed like that would be really worth it if I was watching YouTube all the time. But I figure people, they can always, if they want to support me, they can go to my website. They can send me a PayPal thing. They can do a super thanks. I thought about doing a YouTube membership, where people could just support, where I wouldn't have things that I would do every month. It would just be levels of thank yous. But it just, I don't know. The ads, at least I'm not asking people for money. Barbara said, Sue, I watch a lot of YouTube, but I sure balk at paying for it. Is it expensive? Yeah, I don't remember what the cost is. Kat said, I watch YouTube constantly, but I watch so much sponsored content that YouTube Premium isn't very worth it for me. That's a good point. Sue said, I just got tired of seeing the same inappropriate ads over and over again. Kat said, I think it's currently around $12 a month. Sandy said, I don't mind having the ads during a video as much as I do when I'm listening to music. Oh, yeah, I don't like that. I pay for Pandora. I know a lot of people, Spotify is what all the cool kids are doing, but I'm a longtime Pandora user and I pay for the premium of that because I don't want them to interrupt my music. Sue said, I took advantage of a special offer. I don't know how long I'll be able to get away with $9 a month. Yeah, I have one Facebook group I'm a member of. I pay $5 a month to be a member of the group because it's a tech group that I know I can always go there for YouTube questions, YouTube tech group. I thought, well, if I'm setting up a Facebook group now, maybe I might do that. But I just think people are getting dinged left and right, pay for this, pay for that. I don't know an easy way to do it for people that want to do like occasional support. Barbara said, that's too much for my budget. Yeah. I just figure, the ads are, if it's inappropriate ads, well, then you can often, I think you can turn them just down them, or you can do something about that. But you are, for those of us that do have ads running, you are supporting us, and I appreciate that. I know really became, parental controls or something for inappropriate ads. Yeah. And you might even be able to do something in your actual YouTube, where your name is, your own channel thing, where you can choose to ignore something. I don't remember. Yeah, for a long time, I thought that was what I wanted to do, is I wanted to just be a YouTuber. I was just going to do all these classes and things on YouTube. But I do think there's a class in my future, possibly next year. I get so many people that ask me to teach them how to do a wildscape. And I'm thinking maybe I might do a class, but I might do it like once on Zoom and then roll it out as a self-paced one after that. Sue said, I've blocked ads, but it only lasts for a day as I understand it. They're mostly inappropriate because I'm so tired of them. Ah, gotcha. I think my things slid down. There we go. So perhaps next week we'll be doing beads, or we might do, I'm hoping, as I've been cleaning today, I've been trying to figure out how I can switch my camera setup a little bit so that I can show you me stitching on my larger pieces on my floor stand, because that actually gives me a lot more freedom. But I haven't tried to set up the camera for that yet, so we'll have to see how that goes. So we've added planks to my workout program. I can do 30 seconds, shaking like crazy, but it's really interesting to feel myself getting stronger and stronger as I'm getting older. I like that. I'm much stronger now than I was a long time ago. But I swear it has to do with where you're going to work out, because I just love the place that I go to. You know who we haven't seen for a long time is Mouse. If you're out there lurking at all, Mouse, I hope you're okay. Barbara said, I'm tired of the bra ads and of the chair yoga ones. Those get me. They're all over my Instagram. And the Royal Match ad. Yes. And the Royal Match, okay, that game makes, this is a game for kids. And every time the king's getting killed, I mean, he's getting drowned by, I don't know. It seems like it's a really, yeah. Kat says, Jay, for getting stronger. I'm proud of you. Thank you, Kat. I wished I'd done more of it when I was a lot younger. But it wasn't fun. If you have people you're working with that are fun, it makes a big difference. Oh, Sue's getting the pink salt recipe ads. They're the ones that drove me to take advantage of the offer. Oh, isn't it funny? This stuff, I guess they dive into all our history. Yeah. No, show me videos of, dogs doing cute things. Show me pandas. I'll watch those things all day long. The husky ones, because people, just the funny stories people have about their huskies, since Tally's got some husky in her. And yeah, Joanne said, I thought about Mouse today because she always has interesting conversations for discussions. Yeah. And I really hope she comes by Open Studios, since she lives in my area, so I can meet her. But it is summertime. Perhaps she's taking advantage of our beautiful weather here and spending time on the beach or vacation or something like that. Barbara said, okay, I've been seeing the pink salt ads today. Yeah, give me a skip button, please. Yeah, I'm not on YouTube as much as I used to be watching things, but for me, it's the sponsored stuff that comes up all the time on Instagram. Sliding out of its little thing. And lately it's the chair yoga. Oh, wow. I'm coming up on my time here, and I'll have enough time to go off and have something to drink and brush my teeth and go down to the dentist to get my teeth cleaned. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today. And those of you in the Facebook group, I'm going to post something about Work in Progress Wednesday. Look forward to seeing what you guys have to show us. And those of you that just joined it, I will go unlock the door and let you in. But that's all for me this week. I will see you next Wednesday. Go off and have fun being creative. Bye-bye for now.